Shalom Israel, this is your brother Lamar Khan back again. Before I get started, I first want to give all worship and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, and to Him only do I give praise. This topic is something that I was going through with a friend of mine, longtime friend of mine, and we were talking about the camps and street teaching and or street preaching, whatever you want to call it, or anyone that preaches on the streets. And I was showing him that hey man, I don't think we're supposed to be doing this based on the word. And but I'm going to dive right into it. It's not going to be long. I'm going to go through this as quick as possible. But I just wanted to get out the way. I had it on my mind for a minute. Anyway, so I'm going to be using the King James. And I'm going to go to the Blue Letter Bible. So if you got your King James, go right ahead to Isaiah 58 and verse 1. This is a scripture that the camps use, and the camps meaning the Hebrew Israelite camps who preach on the streets. And you may have been on the streets and may have gotten yelled at or yelled to or even spoken nicely to by some of them. It depends. But Isaiah 58 and 1 nonetheless. It reads, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins." So this is a scripture that the brothers in the council use. Say, hey man, this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be crying aloud and showing our people where they're going wrong. And because people will walk up to them, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling in the streets? I've seen it a million times. And this is one of the scriptures they address it with. So when you look at that, it looks like, okay, I don't see nothing wrong there. All right. Okay, let's go now. This is another one that they go to justify being out in the streets, doing their thing with the word of the Most High God. Let's go to well, actually this is New Testament, and I don't subscribe to it, but this they do, and this is what they use. Luke chapter 14. Okay, and go down to verse 23. And it says, "And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled." So as you see, that Lord is in lower caps, so it's not talking about the Most High God there. So, and the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges. All right, so one would say, okay, it says go out in the highways and hedges. Once again, this is not thus saith the Most High God, though. So the first one said, cry aloud and spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, all right? So that was coming from the prophet Isaiah, okay? Now, let's see how what we read holds up to what I'm about to show you. All right, let's look at that Isaiah real quick. 58 and 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, okay? And show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. All right, now watch this. Now go to Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42. And we're going to start at verse 1. It reads, "Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, and whom my soul delighteth." Okay, so we're talking about Israel there, because it's been said many times, Israel is the servant, the elect. "I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles." All right, so far it looks like, hey, he's supposed to be out there and even telling the Gentiles where they're going wrong. In fact, let's look at that real quick, because I see brothers on the street teaching as Gentiles being Israelites, and that's not true. Let's go into the Strong's That's Strong's H1471 for Gentiles. So we look right here. Goy. The going would be the word goy. That's the Hebrew word for Gentile. And what is it talking about? Nation, people. Look, usually of non-Hebrew people. They are descendants of Abraham. Not everybody who descended of Abraham are chosen. They're not Israelites. So it's talking about people who do descend from Abraham, but they aren't of the chosen people. All right? That's what we need from there. Goyim. See that? Nations. That's who the Gentiles are. So let's go back now. Isaiah 42:1 once again. Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. So they say, hey, we out here giving it to these Gentiles, telling them their judgment, right? Verse 2. He shall not cry. Look now. He shall not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. Who are we talking about? The servant, the elect. So while you're giving judgment to the Gentiles, where are you giving it to them at? Because it's certainly right here not supposed to be in the street. See, going back to Isaiah 58. While you crying aloud and lifting up your voice to show Jacob their sins, where are you doing it at? Because it's not supposed to be heard in the street. See, we can give judgment. We can tell our people also their transgressions, but don't be heard in the street while doing it. My brother, who I was having this conversation with, my longtime bro, and he was blown away when he saw that. You know, that's why we got to read these scriptures, you know. And let's go back. Let's go back to the New Testament. Let's see if the New Testament, we already read Luke, where it said go out in the highways and byways. Let's see if the New Testament stands behind the New Testament. Matthew 12. Matthew chapter 12, verse 17. It reads, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Esaias, that's Isaiah, the prophet, saying, behold, my servant, whom I have chosen, my beloved, and behold, my servant, whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall shew judgment to the Gentiles. See, it's reiterating what Isaiah said in 42, what was said in Isaiah. See that? Verse 19. He shall not strive nor cry, neither shall any man, what? Hear his voice in the streets. So even the New Testament contradicted the New Testament of Luke. When Luke said go out in the highways and byways, Luke told you to go out in the street. But here right here, Matthew is quoting Isaiah, saying, don't let your voice be heard in the streets. See that? So, hey, some of you all watching, you could present them to them. Present it to them. I mean, they probably gonna fight you on it. You know, meaning like they gonna come against it. But you never know. There'll be a young brother out there that'll hear your voice, hear you speak back to them and say, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this, and correct them. Somebody might take heed, and that's what this truth is about. The ones who got a ear to hear. All right. Now, I'm pretty much done. I want to leave you all with one more. We're going to Proverbs chapter 15. And I'm going to close out with this. Proverbs chapter 15. Let me type that in. In verse 1, it reads, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Campers, Are you all being soft and gentle with your people and turning away their wrath? Or are you stirring up anger out there? Because you shouldn't be out there at all doing that. We can, and look, to my Tanakh only, my Yahweh only family. Please stop big upping those campers for what they doing, and they out there waking our people up and this and that. We waking our people up too. We waking our people up. We got all kinds of means of waking our people up, from one-on-ones to YouTube, Instagram. We have all kind of means, and you have to trust the Most High. You have to trust that you can follow the words of the Most High, and people are going to wake up to who they are. Going against what the Most High says is not going to speed things up. You should know that. So please don't give them props for that. Please don't, because the Most High is going to wake his people up. And it'd probably be better, I'm sure it'd be better, if we do it the way he says and stay away from the things that he says stay away from. You know what I mean? So, that being said, I am done. And until the next time, I hope this was edifying. Shalom, Israel.